Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Duster Faith. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Minecraft on the 1.7.10 patch with the perfectly complex pack off the Technics launcher. What are we doing? Well, we are building... It always starts on that, doesn't it? It always starts over there on that tower. We are building planters, and I've decided the wood I'm going to go with is a oak wood and a jungle wood plank motif. And as you see, we've got a moth or butterflies going around the place, which is fantastic. But I did notice something that if I kind of take the spacing with these, and I've kind of placed the spacing here. Now, there's a lot of headroom spacing up here. Like this is longer than it needs to be and is kind of out of place. But this and all this kind of matches. But at the same time, these I will be tearing down. This wall, Mr. Gorbachev. So what I need to do is I need spacing here. So I need 1, 2, 3. So I actually need to build everything like right here. So I need to do that. Now, this will give me more room back here. But at the same time, it's still a little bigger, which is nice. It also means I'm going to have to tear this stuff down sooner rather than, or tear down the fencing sooner rather than later because I want to put my lights there. So jungle wood, again, is just rubber. Oops, shit. Pardon my French. I got hung up on the dirt there. Oh, there he is talking about his hang-ups again. So all we're going to do is, right now we're just going to lay it. So we're going to 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go boop. And then we'll go ahead and let's see. So we'll need 9. We'll need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's how much dirt. And then we go 2. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we go 1, 2. And I don't like it touching the fence, but that's the way it is right now. Then we go 1, 2, 3. And then we go 1, 2. And then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we go 1, 2. And I have this guy here. Alright, so how do I move the dirt? With a dolly, of course. This allows you to pick up individual blocks. Of course, it also slows you down and stuff. So where are we going to put this? We're just going to temporarily put it right over the fence here. And we'll go, boop. There we go. And then we can put this back in our bag. The dolly, not the... Because we're going to need the dirt eventually. So that's one thing we have to remember. I could start grabbing it now, but So here's what we're going to... Here's what we're looking at. And it looks like we spaced everything correctly the first time, which is, of course, fantastic. So let's go ahead and drop it like it's hot. Now again, do I want to space... I can't really... I'm going to leave this spacing here because, well, it would shift everything down 1. At least 1. So I really haven't taken this into account, but let's leave this gap here. I could either do something with it, or I can do nothing with it, or it may be a big mistake, but whatever. Let's just deal with it and go from there. So when you're watching this, if it's on the day it's released, this should be Tuesday night, which will be the first. Let's see, we're gonna go bomb bomb. Then we want 1, 2, 3, so we want one more. I am going to start working a temp job at a dental billing place. Let's see, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's a possibility that due to my schedule, these videos could get interrupted, but not likely. These are pretty quick to make and render and so forth, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue getting them done. But just wanted to say there may be an interruption in the continuum for the Mindspace videos. The Mindspace videos? The Minecraft videos. So these are actually, again, pretty easy to make. And again, the above ground really looks nice. And I'm almost out of oak wood. I'm almost out of frickin' oak wood. Holy crap! Hold on, let me go grab some more oak wood. I had a whole stack of oak wood, and I only grabbed half, thinking that's all I would need. Wow. Way to measure your resource requirements, buckwheat. So, there we go. Oak wood. So that should be enough. Yeah. Whoosh! Like a rocket. Boom. Flying is great. But there's times when I'm running around and I'm like, should I be, you know, doing something else? Should I be running around in armor? I mean, you know, because this flying really is kind of a little OP. Again, I know I've talked about this before, but anyways, I don't know. It's just the whole point of sometimes you sometimes you just get a little tired of, you know, being OP. I know there's people who's like, I'll never get tired of being like the awesomest and stuff, but so maybe that's the difference between me and other people. I mean, besides the obvious ones, but I don't know. We're going through a lot of jungle wood, though. I may need to make some more jungle wood. I made 3 stacks of it. I didn't do any math to see how much I need, of course, because math? Nobody told me there'd be math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, great. We roll some wood down here. And of course, once we start filling these up, we're going to require a lot of seed duplication from the plants themselves. I'm hoping we can get to that this episode. This is pretty quick to build. This is not terribly this is not a terribly complex build. It's just laborious, and a lot of the stuff in Minecraft can be. Come on, let's go. Come on. There we go. Well, a lot of this stuff in Minecraft can be summed up. This is a manual labor game. It's kind of fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so there we go. We've got all the oak wood we need. We have tons. Robert, let's check the mini-map. Excuse me, for bad guys and dudes, ne'er-do-wells who wish to do us harm. Which is, of course, what you probably should call the cows. Okay, we are done on wood. Let me go and put this wood away real quick. We'll start grabbing dirt and we will start filling that in. And that's the great part about saving all your material. You know, there's ways to make, using lava, there's a very easy way to make a trash can. For lack of a better word, it's a very easy way to make a trash can where you just put stuff in. And I've made one in there for my skeleton spawner. So it's very easy to do. Let's grab some food. Okay, so 5 of these. Will it be enough? I don't know. Probably, but I mean, it's a straight thing here. Do I need leather? Should I find a way to grow cows? Is that what I'm getting from this, cows? I need to find a way to grow you, because they're making me crazy. Okay. You guys are killing me. Stop it. So, yeah, and there's really so far as I can tell, no good way to really do dirt stacks so quick. Whoop. Oh, you jerks. You utter jerks. It didn't pop in. It's supposed to pop in, and it didn't. You can place these manually in it. Let's just get the shovel there so I have a shovel quick and handy. So I can quickly fix my mistakes, which really aren't necessary to fix, but, you know. So what you do is you stand... No! Oh, get out of here, Ender. Wow, it's almost night already. Are you kidding me? Wow. The days in Minecraft go so quick. Oh my gosh. It's amazing how quick the days in Minecraft go. I mean, you know, you would think that we've pretty much got a lot, you know. Oh, we got 1 plant done. How fantastic. Well, yeah, but, I mean... Could we have gotten more? Man, I don't know. Why is there an Enderman out here? What is he doing anyways? Let's go grab some Napaggio here. Is it ready? Where'd my clock go? There's my clock. Gotta remember, why did I put my clock? I don't know why I took my clock off my toolbar. That's very weird. So I don't use most of these machines anymore. So, and the neat part with the power is I could make a big wall of machines. And of course you can always use pipes and pipettes to kind of get things moving between each other, but I don't want to do that. I do need to figure out a way to pull liquids out, because I think I've got, no, is it here? One of these I've got like liquids left or some junk. Oh, I thought I did. Maybe not. Maybe not. So, all right, so we got one planter, and I do like how the green, the grass, or whatever this is technically, spreads. So, not that it matters on these, because we're going to be getting rid of it anyways, and planting our magical crops. So, that's, you know, that's how that goes. Boop, 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 boop. So, yeah. So how's your day? How has your all days gone? I hope it's gone well. Things aren't going terribly here. I had some... the last episode we talked a lot about Planetside and what was going on with it. And it was very cursory because I was trying to do, you know, two things at once in my head. And that didn't really work. But last night, I couldn't sleep as normal. And so I was thinking a lot about discouraging behavior in a video game without like damaging the game. How do you keep people from doing stuff you don't want them to do in the video game? In any video game, really. You know, because there's always... One of the great things about video games is a lot of times the rules themselves make it so you can break rules in a video game. One of the best examples, actually, is Magic. And I don't mean Magic the Gathering or a video game called Magic. Magic in a video game by itself actually violates many, 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 many laws of physics. Laws of conservation, thermodynamics, you name it. Magic violates it. And it does that because otherwise it's not magic. Magic in and of itself must seem to... you must be able to circumvent what we call physics. And I say what we call physics because anyone who thinks we are done measuring the universe or figuring out how it works, etc., is poorly mistaken. We know very little about the world, and I realize a lot of people think we're freaking experts, and we're not. I mean, ooh, wow, look at all that dirt's done. There's plenty of evidence that we still don't, like the Big Bang Theory, as much as it's taught in schools and stuff, there's ample evidence that it's wrong. Now, I'm not saying we have a better model. One of the things about science, which science is not a, science is a verb. Really. Science is an action. It's a course to, measure the world around us. So we don't really know what the reality of the universe is. You know, we have this, because the universe does not conflate to the models that we have put together. For example, they had to invent a mysterious new material to explain the universe doing stuff that we didn't understand. And they called it dark matter. And dark matter is unseeable. But it must be there, because if it's not there, then we have no explanation as to why our universe acts the way it does. Meaning, the universe works the way it does because of some invisible junk we don't see. In other words, magic. Now, obviously, very few astronomers are going to call it that. It's like, how does electricity work? When I was in the Navy, I started out working in the nuclear field. I didn't do it because I just really couldn't deal with the higher level math. Thank goodness for Excel, right? And, excuse me, and one of the things we were told is science knows magic. Science knows electricity works. Science can predict how electricity works. Science can predict its behavior, or I should say engineers. But we don't really understand why or how it works. The basic deep down what the hell's going on doesn't really make sense. Which I thought was very interesting. I mean, you know, it works, but we don't understand the exact whys for it. I think that's kind of an interesting thing. But a lot of people don't like that. But anyways, magic breaks the laws of physics because it has to. You can't. The laws of physics are essentially, think of it this way: if I'm understanding it correctly, and I'm sure somebody's going to tell me I'm wrong, because I might be. The amount of energy and matter in the universe is finite. And you can't, energy and material have two states, matter or energy. And you can't destroy either. You can only change the states. So magic creates stuff out of nothing. If you will, it is an energy, but is it an energy that we recognize? You know, physics can't measure magic. And I don't mean David Copperfield stuff. I mean, science cannot measure the supernatural. And magic squarely falls under the purview of the supernatural. Because it does. Whoops. Need more water for the... So, and again, here we are hydrating our crops. Oh, too much. So yeah. So magic violates physics because otherwise it wouldn't be a fantasy game. It's a rare fantasy game that is straight up realism based, and that's because, you know, the medieval times are terrible. Even 100 years ago, we didn't have antibiotics. Our dentistry was primitive is probably a polite way of saying it. I'll be honest. I have an uncle who is a dentist. He's a fantastic dentist. But I could not imagine. I've had dental work. I've had a root canal. I had a tooth crack when I was a child, and one of my molars, and it basically stayed cracked for, you know, until it got pulled. Okay, so now we've got this. So now we need to till the ground. All right, so things are going pretty good here. This is pretty quick. So yeah, magic. It's for violating continuity and so forth. What was I going to say? All right, so making people do stuff that you don't want them to, or making people not do stuff. And I kind of got sidetracked by talking about how magic makes it so people can do stuff they wouldn't normally do. By reducing the reward for certain behavior, you can change the behavior. For example, in PlanetSide 2, and I'm just using this as an example because we were talking about it last time. There's what's called farming, and because in the game, I know we talked about it earlier, everything is the really good things are locked behind how many kills you've made. So you have players, because gamers are very intelligent for the most part, and try to maximize the reward for the minimum risk. In other words, they're looking for low risk, high reward mechanisms. And unlike real life, video games tend to provide those a lot more readily than real life. I do like this 4 wide because I could have like put water here and then more dirt, but then it would have made these giant fields, and I don't think the raised planters look good with that. So anyways, low risk, high reward. And it's in PlanetSide 2, it's called farming. And that just means you put yourself in a position where it's very hard to get hurt or damaged, and you rake in the kills, because that's where the big rewards are in PlanetSide 2. The kills. So I was thinking, how do you keep them from doing that? And I was like, well, my thought is, The game itself is built around a combined arms concept. You have armor and infantry and air working together in concert to take objectives. Now, again, they lost track of objective-based combat and rewards are kind of iffy. They aren't as strong as they need to be. My gosh, it's almost nighttime again. Minecraft, where are the days going? Good God, let's finish this one here, and then we'll have to go take a nap. Oh my God. Wow. So how do you minimize, again, I'm repeating myself because I'm trying to marshal my thoughts. How do you minimize that? Well, one of the things I was thinking, damn it. Game. Me? What am I doing? I just upended some plants. Got 3 seeds out of it, though. That was pretty good. How do you do that? So what you do is you make it so kills against infantry in vehicles don't count. Now you have to give someone points for an action. If somebody's going to vanquish another player, making it so there's no points is basically a middle finger to those guys. Because even while air-to-ground farming and what I like to call artillery farming, which is basically where you set your tank up on a hill very, very far away from an objective, and you just like pick a doorway and keep, pumping rounds into it to get kills because people have to use that doorway to get to the objective. Those are kind of low, like I said, low risk, because it's very hard for an individual player to kill a vehicle by themselves. In the same amount of time it takes for a vehicle to kill a person, you cannot realistically expect to defend yourself. And this is why it cheeses people off so bad, because the time it takes to kill an aircraft is far longer than it takes the aircraft to kill you. All right, fields are done. Don't those look good? They look fantastic. So next step is we're going to light up the joint. That's our next step. Okay, so I've got a pile of jack-o'-lanterns. So where do I want to start? If we look here, we started on there. We just started on the fence here, but that would require us to put it like right here. So instead we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll put it there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do we want? No, we want 5 spaces between. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. Anyways, 1, 2, 3. And here, we're going to put it here just because. So it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it doesn't match. I know. That's how things work sometimes. But anyways, so in order to make... So the solution would be, in PlanetSide 2, they don't have a general pool for points. Everything falls under... Whoa! What happened there? Everything has a specific point pool. You do one thing, all your points from it go into a pool. You do another thing, all your points go into that pool. And then you get ribbons from it, and it's, that's how the game is done. However, if you then make a general pool, is that right? I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Without making it a specific reward, sort of just a, hey, well done, you didn't get eaten by a grue. That's, I swear these are off. Yeah, they're off. How'd I do that? No, they're not off. What? Anyways. So you give them points for their efforts, because you have to. I mean, it's not fair if a guy goes out and gears up his airplane to be an air-to-ground farmer. Or not a farmer, because you can't assume that everyone who does air-to-ground is a farmer. Because it's combined arms, you need air-to-ground farmers. First, or you need air-to-ground, because air-to-ground is very effective. At the same time, air-to-ground is supposed to be used for clearing out armor. But most people just use it for, or I should say the vast majority of people who do it habitually use it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use it for killing infantry because it's, like I said, it's very effective. It's very low risk, high reward because you can't defend yourself effectively against airplanes. And most of your air-to-ground farmers like to poo-poo this by going, oh, well, you know, all you have to do is go anti-air. Well, I'll tell you right here from personal experience, it's really hard to catch air-to-ground farmers. It's really hard because 2, 3. Oh, whoops. Okay. Most air-to-ground farmers, they're not dumb. Ah, that's right. I need a block underneath these. Shoot. I forgot. So anyways, air-to-ground farmers. Right. It's an effective tactic for supporting an attack. And you don't want to take that away, but you do want to make it so that people don't, because they're bored with the game, and in my opinion, that's the majority of air-to-ground farmers, they're looking for they need something to do, you know, and air-to-ground farmers don't, you know, they tend to be the advanced players, the higher level players. And is anyone coming to get me? No. And where was that? There we go. We're just going to do that. And okay, I just scared the crap out of me. There's a zombie breathing in my ear. I almost just jumped out of my seat. But anyway, so you have to give him a reward for this. So it's just a matter of what's the right balance. Obviously, oh, I didn't even think about this side. Okay, let's do that. So 1, 2, 3. Where are we? Okay, perfect. Let's go here. Whoop. Okay. I'm sensing a trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3. So yeah, that was not what kept me awake at night last night, but it was something I was trying to at least use my mind to go over. Anyone here? Hello? Okay, so what we'll do is we'll instead... that's not what I wanted. Do I want a torch down here? Yeah, we need a torch down here. Because... yeah. Okay. Well, the jack-o'-lantern ought to provide light down there from below. Keep falling in holes. Oh my gosh. All right, so here we're pretty much done. We are pretty much done. What I'm going to do is to keep with the symmetry of all this. Come on, get the lights out of there. Let's go. We'll go ahead. We'll take the water and we'll put it here with the water. I went and made a stack of jack-o'-lanterns. That's how I got all 64 jack-o'-lanterns. I just made a stack. So we're going to go ahead and put our stuff in here. Probably the next episode, we'll go and lay it out and start figuring out who goes what where. There we go. Good to go. All right. So our planters are done. If I want, let's torch it up. I don't want to use... this is just additional lighting. This isn't really going to do anything, to be honest. It's just additional lighting to keep the boogeyman and the monsters out at night. Because we're not afraid of being alone in the dark. We're afraid of not being alone in the dark. But anyway, so yeah, so just real quick back to the planet side too. If you give people rewards for... so basically, here's how it goes. You give them a reward for... a very small reward for killing infantry because you want them to support the attack on the objective. But you give them full and even more rewards for killing other vehicles because that's kind of what they're really meant for. Now, admittedly, people say, well, that's not what air-to-ground farming is for. True, but air-to-ground farming actually is a very contentious point in this game because it's really so effective. It's ridiculously effective. And it's very hard for players to defend against it. Because the really, really good air-to-ground farmers are... They just wreck things. Oh my god, they can ruin an infantry fight faster. And same with a tank who sits on a hill 400 yards away and just bombs stuff. He does the exact same thing. So, okay, let's get our tin. We're going to get our copper. Do we need coal? We're going to do coal differently. There we go. Iron and rubber seeds. And that's... redstone. Redstone! And those are the... Redstone and rubber are going to get planted. Wow, we got a lot of redstone seeds, don't we? But we're going to plant them there, and we're going to go from there. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, we got to wrap this up. I would like to thank you for joining me for the latest episode of Minecraft. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Have a good night, and bye-bye.